that car, the license plate on the car came back to being also wanted in an armed robbery, but we believe the primary reason they are chasing this person was for that shooting that we were listening to at San Julian and Pico earlier.
And that shooting, Mike, was in South LA, and that's where this pursuit started?
Correct, yeah. This started in, my one of my coworkers on the desk, Orlando, was actually giving Desmond some clarifying information. Central Division officers were the ones who originally got into this, and then Newton was right on their tail. Central and Newton,
Milky, welcome.
Border each other, so it's right there where the 10 freeway splits. Newton gets a little bit
Hold
closer
on.
from the 10 freeway. So both of those guys were trying to do this at the same time, and actually they asked everybody to switch over to Newton frequency. Now, as Desmond pulls out, they have repeatedly added units to this pursuit. We're almost getting into the Long Beach area now, but I had heard them request at least 6 units to be in the pursuit. It looks like there may be even more than that. The airship also offered to go into tracking mode. The watch commander denied tracking mode. And that is common when you have a suspect wanted for this caliber of alleged crime, armed.
The Nuggets about to win the NBA title.
They're also now,
I'm missing it. Hold on.
in and out of their city. They also don't like to be in tracking mode when they're not in their city. So right now, not in tracking mode. This is full-blown pursuit by the LAPD, who also has not given it up to CHP.
Oh, he's losing it.
Oh,
He's
my
losing
goodness,
it.
going
Take it,
around
Des.
that curve.
Take it, Des.
It was
Landed into the divider there. Wow. Wow. You know what? Driving a top-heavy vehicle here. Took it too fast and jumping over. So we're just at the end of the 710 on the exit that goes towards downtown LA. And we have one suspect out of the vehicle and running. We're going to follow that suspect because we believe that there might be 2 other people in the car. I don't think I saw
what the
them get out of
fuck?
the car. So he just hopped over
God
there,
damn it.
down onto Golden Avenue and 4th Street. Getting down
What happened?
into this neighborhood. It's one of the, again, they
God
have 2 airships
damn it.
on this one. So one of them can break off and stick with this suspect who's now
Fuck the
running
Denver
down
Nuggets
the street.
anyway.
Let's see where this person goes, if this is
He
someone
crashed?
who needs to go or what the deal is, but out on foot. I believe
Son
this
of
is
a
the
bitch.
driver that is out of the vehicle here running, Jeff.
Yeah,
You
very
know-
You gotta be
desperate
kidding
for this
me.
driver as he's attempting to escape after
Well, I
getting out of
fucked
this
up.
vehicle. And Susie, he lost control in that overpass. As Des mentioned, those SUVs are top heavy. He was going a little too fast and just kind of flipped it around. 2 other people, we believe, inside the vehicle. This one outstanding.
That's right. Multiple people, as you're talking about. Mike Rogers was asking or talking about how multiple LAPD units were being added to this chase. Oftentimes
Damn.
we only see
That would have been a
certain
good
number
YouTube
of
clip, but
police
now I
units
don't have my own
behind,
reaction for it.
chases. But when we know that there are multiple people inside a car and also that they are armed, at least one person we know inside this car we do believe was armed, they are going to take every precautionary measure to make sure at the end of the chase, as we're looking at right now, is a safe situation for officers as well as other people
don't think
who are
I got
involved
it
in
in
this,
time.
obviously, because of the fact that there are multiple people inside this car.
Another level of danger as he goes into possibly this home here. We're going to show you on the inside box.
Yeah, Sean, I can do
started to
something.
lose control, but at the same
It just
time,
won't
we've
be
got a
easy.
very
Oh.
serious situation going on with that, we believe, armed driver who escaped and got on foot and then is now at this area here near.
All right.
It's going to be
Yeah, there's
Golden
multiple
and
people in
4th
that
Street
car, and
that
he just got out
mentioned. And there's a community just off of the
took
freeway.
off.
You see
Man,
on the
this guy
right-hand part of the
actually,
screen is when he lost control, but I haven't seen him since he turned around the corner. And we couldn't see him.
How
from
far
the
did he
vantage point of
jump?
a helicopter, but that would be a very dangerous situation.
How far of a
Susie,
jump down was that?
If he, we think, is armed with a gun, could get
Sure.
inside one of those apartments or one of those buildings.
With the gun, like you were
Right.
saying. And Desmond, can we see from your shot, I know you've been kind of focusing on this apartment building where one of the suspects fled to, but have you been able to see whether the ground units have been able to make any other arrests from that car?
Not yet.
It
We
did
wanted to
look like a
focus
pretty
on the
big
driver
jump
who
down
came
there.
out, running here, and I do believe that those other 2 stayed in the car.
Man, I can't believe. I wish we had a better angle on that to like see what the distance down was there, because that looked like he probably jumped like, I don't know, man. There's at least a 10-foot clear, right? You fall down 10 feet. That's a pretty big fall for a guy that big.
Helicopter may have seen them come through the shot. They are on this one, so I believe they know where the suspect is.
Does that go down
may have
below
gone
the
into
ground?
one of-
You see, does that go down?
Shinji,
is that
what's up, man?
subterranean
Thank
there,
you.
Des? It looks like it is. Do you see that?
I say
wonder
man,
if
but I don't
the
know if
last
you're a
time we
man.
saw him was right there on the other side of that fence.
Yeah, it's got to be 10-foot minimum,
This
right?
is the last time that we
He
saw
fell.
him.
He
Continue to
jumped
look around
off of
here,
a bridge.
and see, but
He jumped off of a bridge,
eluded the lens there for-
and he just landed and kept running.
Yeah,
there could
and
be
someone out here wondering, what is the commotion? I think the suspect saw us looking at him, and then that really panicked him. And
Yeah, one-story fall
and,
is not
unfortunately just
nothing,
tried to
you know?
navigate with the other air traffic up here. He had a couple of seconds to get away, so
He should be dead. I don't know about
we
dead,
see,
but
not seeing any
I mean,
ground
look at how
units
big of
on
a
the
gap
front,
that is
but you
right
see
there.
LAPD's
Like
helicopter.
he couldn't have jumped that far. Look at that. Really? I think he did. Look at how big of a gap that is right there. Does it go down? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it does. It does. It slopes down. But still, that's fucking crazy.
This is a suspect that has a gun to potentially force their way in. We're just not sure how this all developed there when he was.
Why are people in the grass? I think they're just at the park or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder, Mike, do you hear any chatter about what has happened so far?
Yeah, so right now the officers are actually having trouble getting to the location because if you remember, he jumped off the side of the overpass there. So he had the benefit.
Oh, now the
of
cops
being
are
able to
just
kind
now
of take a
getting there.
direct path. This is actually Long
First
Beach
unit.
PD. This is not even LA.
I mean,
This
does
is
he
Long
know,
Beach
like,
PD.
he
Those
couldn't
LAPD
possibly
units on the
know
airstrip
this
are
apartment
still
building,
trying
right? Like,
to
there's
get
no
to this
way
building. They're trying
that
to
this
get
guy
off
just
the
happened to
freeway
be by an
to get
apartment
around
building that
here to
he
get to him. So,
lives
you're
at or
pretty
something,
behind
right? Like,
the
there's no
curve,
way.
Unfortunately, as far as catching up with him, and it was just a convenient spot for those guys to be able to wreck that car. But now you see Long Beach PD showing up in force as well, like Des mentioned, sheriff's helicopter, and this is our first LAPD unit that's from Central Division now showing up as well. So we'll see.
It was still pretty high. You're right, Church.
Building, and they're going to try to set up a perimeter, but it didn't. Is that him on the balcony there, Des? Straight in?
Well, there's somebody up there. I thought it was a resident. We saw somebody down below there. He was dressed in all black.
I mean, where could
he looked pretty tired when he came around that corner there.
where could he have gone?
What do you think, Susan?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. There's so many people.
these
out there
people
right
running.
Now. It's hard to tell whether these are
What are
people
they
involved
doing?
in the pursuit or perhaps
They're
just,
going to this car.
looky-looing. I don't know if people maybe saw what was happening out there. Looks like that person getting to a car.
Well, they're trying. Are they trying to indicate to police, Des?
It's hard to tell here.
Yeah, and Sean, you wonder if he did injure himself, but just like the adrenaline is enough to just keep fucking running.
These people
You know?
scurrying all over the place here, waving people down, widen out and see if they're talking with. Yeah, so here's police trying to set up their perimeter right now. They are waving in police. It certainly
You are a
looked like
man.
they were
Okay,
waving them
thanks,
in here.
Shinji.
So all it takes is one of these suspects to avoid the aircraft for 5 or 10 seconds. And it can just become
That's all you got to do. 5 or 10 seconds.
They ended up.
I see a level of concern
I'm not sure
right
that
there with
LAPD
those
is
groups.
confident.
I see a level of concern with those people right there. They appear to want police to come down. I wonder if they know where that suspect is. I would guess they do.
That's my guess. Probably, maybe guiding police or hoping to guide police into where they believe the suspect went, but it's unclear right now. I know the ground units are there, and I'm sure they're making a plan right now.
And yeah, this is live.
As they do
This is
after
live right now.
pursuit. And it was difficult in this situation because, as Mike Rogers was talking about on the desk, when the pursuit came to an end, everyone fled. 2 people, at least we know, got out of the car, and they jumped over that overpass, and officers, obviously, they don't want to put their officers in danger, obviously, and that's the reason why they took their
So
car
where'd he go?
around to the other side to get to this location. But as Mike was
Like,
saying,
I
they
don't-
did certainly have an advantage getting away from officers.
Can we get the helicopter all the way over
On
there?
the right-hand part of your screen is going to be what happened earlier. He had been running for quite a bit, maybe 3 or 4 blocks at full speed. It looked like he was pretty winded, and then it did appear, Des, they looked like he hopped the fence right there, and that's where he went out of sight.
Yeah, so really quickly, I'm listening to some radio traffic. Des, they do believe he's on the 2nd story of this building
In
that we
it?
were looking at. That's what they're talking about now.
Did he have to
makes
jump
sense.
this fence?
It looked like he might have hopped the fence. And
Yeah, he had to jump a fence.
Escaped our gaze for a second, which leads to that staircase up to the 2nd level. So, did he force his way into one of these units, or was this where they were trying to go? I mean, lost control there, taking that off ramp. So it would be pretty serendipitous for them to have lost control where he's trying to go. So it's still anybody's guess at this point.
Okay,
but
the helicopter's
definitely
going over
a
there
concern
slowly.
because we had reason to believe that one of the people in the car was armed and dangerous.
Let's bring you up to speed here real quick to all the viewers here. As we hit just about 10 minutes after the hour, we've got on just a few minutes for the top of the hour here with this latest pursuit. of assault
Canadian
with a deadly
lady,
weapon
I
suspect,
ran in the
armed
other
robbery tied
room
into a
to
shooting
grab my
in
vape, and I
South
stood in
LA
there for a
at
few
St.
seconds so that I
Julian
could watch the
Pico.
very last
These
seconds of
obviously
the
very
game.
violent offenders,
And
they
I
kind
missed the end of the
lost
chase.
control of their SUV and kind of spun around on one of the overpasses there. Two of those suspects,
What's
I
up,
believe there were
Maxwell?
three, stayed inside of the vehicle. We assume that they are in custody. And then this one driver hopped out and
I mean, I don't
and
see him.
That's where we are now.
Absolutely, and again, the danger tonight, or the cautionary precautions.
Doesn't look like there's a
that
person
officers
there.
are taking right now, due to the fact that we know for a fact that at least one of these suspects are armed. So if one of them is armed, you don't know which one, obviously.
I mean, the
and,
dude
you
was
know,
on the
we have to
highway. I
take
didn't think he was gonna
precautionary measures
crash.
and set up a perimeter, make sure the residents are safe. You know, right now the big concern is obviously this building, who lives inside here, and if one of those suspects, you know, forced their way into one of these units and, you know, maybe had a gun and scared one of the residents there and said, you know, I'm going to stay here and, you know, maybe hold them hostage.
Call
We
Kiko,
don't
what's
know at
up?
this
Could be a
point.
hostage
It
situation.
could be a situation like that, which we have also seen.
Yeah, the
So
criminal
obviously,
jumps down
they're
like
gonna get
10
their
feet
attention
off
and
that
focus on
bridge.
this
Then he
building
climbs
here and
like 6
getting
or 7. I mean,
whoever
that's a
out
tall
as safely
fence.
as possible and getting to that suspect who is possibly armed.
We see that time and time again where they, in
10 feet
desperation,
at
run
least,
and
dude.
try
He
to
jumped
find
off of
open
an
door and a
like
locked
an
door,
overpass.
some way to get in and hide. That certainly
Seriously.
looked like that was the situation today, Mike.
Yeah, well, in the airship, just
I mean, it
reiterating
was
the
probably at
officer on the
least a
ground,
10
he's
foot
very
tall. It
confident
was
that
10
they
foot
have
fall.
this person in this perimeter. So not maybe necessarily in the building.
And
but
he
they're
just
saying
he
within the
didn't he
perimeter
didn't
of this location,
stop.
so
Like
they're
he
pretty
landed
confident
and
about it.
ran.
You know, just to your
Like
point
there
about
was
where people
no.
run, when he was coming here, it didn't.
There's
look
some. I mean,
like
those
he
people are
really
inside
was making
of
a
the
beeline for
apartment,
one
right?
Specific spot. He looked like he was kind of.
He went down a hill, Richie,
something
but
out,
like
and
it
then he
wasn't
dipped around
that
the
far
back of the
down,
building
right? I
there,
mean,
but
the
it looks like
one
we see some
the
movement in
gap
that
that
door.
we
I
saw
think
was
That
more like
second
15
door
feet.
is open. It's ajar. It doesn't look like it.
It looked like someone was there.
So
Des,
he
what do
didn't
you
jump
see?
that
Do you
far,
see
but-
any activity at all on the second level?
I do see someone. It looks like a pair of legs, but it looks like someone wearing shorts. And I'm pretty sure, if I
No,
recall,
he
the
had
suspect
jeans.
was wearing
He was
pants.
all
Yeah, I
black.
mean,
Yeah,
you
right.
think?
So,
I mean, the
okay,
guy.
yeah,
They
so,
think he
but
has a
now
gun,
the
or he
door's
had one
closing.
in the
There
car.
was someone on the bottom story that didn't have a
But-
shirt on who came out initially, but was wondering what all the ruckus was about. Looks like they've gone inside on that right the floor
Yeah,
right
Shinji
below.
says we're dealing with an
They
advanced
still have
humanoid
the
creature.
door open.
Seriously.
But yeah, LAPD was just circling
He's
the
had
building
time to
like
get
a hawk.
changed.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
if
There
it was his
is another
own
helicopter through our shot
home,
again. So they
but
do
what
seem
are
to
the
be,
odds of that?
very
Like,
confident that this is where that suspect
all right,
is.
so you think it's possible that he was actually attempting to drive to this place,
Looks like that
and he
door is
crashed
locked
and
open
then
as
got
well
out
here.
and somehow made it to this place anyway? Is that
could have a
possible?
SWAT
As I'm,
situation
doubled
here.
in on this one.
We could have a SWAT situation here,
yeah,
Des. Tell us a
most
little bit about
likely.
what the protocol is that you believe that the police would next.
It's possible
take
that
here.
this is his home, right? Like maybe he was getting
Well,
off the
I mean,
highway there so that he could
they're
go to this
probably
building.
not going to want to go door to door. I mean, it sounds like they think he's on the second story.
He definitely didn't mean to
If
crash.
that's what they believe, then they may eventually come to some of the bottom floors and try
But
to
maybe he
tell
was
people
trying to go
get
to
out.
this
But then,
building,
again, if they
you
think
know?
that this person has a gun, it just
He
makes
seemed to be
things
running with intent. I
very
guess you're right,
complicated,
Brindy.
or rather
Kinda.
complicated, I
Kinda.
should say. They may just tell residents
He
to
looked
shelter
kind
in
of
place.
confused too.
And you know, if it is going to be a SWAT situation, then this could be an hours-long process. So they would have to have just a very high degree of certainty.
Then why? Right? If
you
it's
know,
his
before
own
they
place, why
start
did he
going into
jump
any
the
of these things, that's for
fence?
sure.
You know, we were talking about how
Right.
there was a shooting.
Because you don't need to
involved in
jump
all
the
of this
fence. You can just
before.
go in over
We know
here.
little
But he
about
went
that
around the
shooting,
back
but
and
as
jumped the
Mike
fence, and
Walker
then they
said,
think he
Des was
came up
telling
here.
us, the
Like there's a
shooting
much
happened at
faster
St.
way to
Julian
get to
Pico in
these
South
apartments right
LA,
here if
with
that
a
was his
possible
goal.
victim down.
But
So
instead he
if
went and jumped the
officers have
fence.
That information, obviously, they know that this person or people.
Archie, I
are
think you're
capable
probably right.
of
It's probably a
harming
random
someone else
spot,
with
now that I really
weapon.
think about it.
And of course, the big concern tonight, Mike, being this building and what could happen inside that building.
Right, and I did hear them ask to hold the crime scene at St. Julian and Pico, so they're still with that. I'm also listening to Long Beach PD coordinating this with LAPD, but I want to point out, and Des, I don't know if it's just incidental where they ended up, but the corner of that building, it looks like now that the sun's starting to go down a little bit to the left, it looks like they've got their floodlights pointed at that top unit. I was looking at some of those police cars, so
Yeah,
I don't know if they have exactly
do.
reason to believe that they're in that spot, or if they're just pointing it at the building.
I mean,
in
how could the
general,
police
but
know that? They
I did
can't.
notice that there looks like there's some lights up there. Now, you also
They
have to
can't
remember,
fucking know.
We're now in a different city, so
They pulled
if
up like
this
a
does
minute
turn into
later.
a SWAT situation or a SWAT call out, which, by the way, the LAPD airship has already offered to give Metro a call which Metro for the LAPD,
I
Metropolitan.
mean, we
Division
were already
houses-
looking basically
houses
almost
their
at this
K9,
angle when they
houses
pulled
their
up,
SWAT
right?
teams, all of that. So he's already offered to bring out Metro. So that decision is being made. But Long Beach police have their own SWAT, so you know they could bring theirs out as well. It just all depends on the how the different agencies are going to want to play along with each other.
He's under the car.
We have
He
three
could be a lot of
scenes. I mean, think
places, I
about the
guess.
work that
But
is ahead for all
I
these
mean, the
officers.
person
We
who was
have
in
the
that
shooting
one apartment,
at, St.
who was
Julian
standing
and
by
Pico,
the
that's
door,
in
had their
South
door
LA. The
open,
crash site,
like,
which is not too
clearly
far from what you're looking at here. That's
they
where
weren't
those
like
two
seeing
suspects
someone
we
out
believe,
on
are in
the
custody. That third
deck,
suspect
right?
got out,
On the
and
patio,
this is where he's
whatever
holed
you
up
wanna
here
call
in
it.
Long Beach now. So we have three different separate.
Okay, there's
as
their
we take
car.
A look here, panning back to where this accident occurred. Des, they're at least letting some traffic through that. It's an overpass. I thought that'd be shut down, but they're at least getting people over it, aren't they?
Yeah, and you know that tells me that they got those other two suspects. I
Oh, I'm
this-
sure they did,
the
but,
one that got out, you know, incredibly desperate here. You see,
he wasn't even going that fast. I
jumped down
know.
a pretty decent, distance right here. I mean, that's at least
He
10,
jumped
15
that far.
feet,
He
I
jumped
would
that
imagine.
far.
So, probably a painful landing for that guy.
Dude,
And they came
there you
running all the
go.
way down here,
Now we get to see
where
it.
We now have the perimeter set up.
All right,
this
that was like
small
at
apartment
least
building.
10, 15
And
feet,
so
dude.
here's
That
what
was
Mike
a
talking
long
about with
drop.
the floodlights
That was a
down
long drop.
on this side of the building. So if they believe that he made it over towards the end unit or what the deal is, I mean, the door.
I just
it
don't
looks
feel like they have any
it's
reason to
dark
believe
here.
he's
We'll
in
see
there.
What I can do, but it does look like.
Yeah, Space, he's a
like-
big
like
dude.
The screen door may be open here on this unit, second to the last. If that's where they think the suspect is, it's.
I don't
yeah,
know.
This is probably going to turn into a long.
I don't know that they
situation, I'm
believe
guessing,
that
at this point.
that's
Well,
where he
that
is. It
was
does.
where he
I don't have
jumped
any
off
reason to
there,
believe
Susie,
that
from
either,
that
other than
10 or
what
12
Desmond's
foot
saying.
wall. That was just adrenaline, and he might be injured. And I
Yeah,
couldn't
he might be
believe when
injured.
you take a look at this as he's panning back.
He
to
jumped
the
that
crash site
far.
where he jumped off of, and then ran for another.
Dude,
looks like
I
2.5
would fuck
blocks.
myself up
That's
if
a
I
pretty
jumped
good
that
jump.
far.
It is. And
I'm
I
not
was
as
thinking
heavy
the
as
same
that
thing, And
guy.
I thought it was lower than that, but
Me
when
too.
Desmond gives us that picture, my goodness, it's pretty high,
Damn.
isn't it? I mean, it is an
Wipeout.
overpass, a ramp going to another location. So, I mean, it's definitely high up there.
And he got out
Obviously,
quick.
That's why officers didn't want to chase them on foot, because it would have been a very dangerous situation to jump over that fence for officers as well.
I think I need to
But
make a
just excited
video
to
where
see
I
this,
show
but
how
right now,
where I
as
show
we're
the other
talking
angle.
about
I
this
show him
building
jumping and then
being
I show the
focal
angle.
point here of this
And what time
investigation
is
right
it there?
now,
So right now it's
we're meeting all the
8:17.
criteria for an LAPD,
I know someone asked that
SWAT
a moment ago.
situation
Nair
here.
asked
We have
that.
an armed, barricaded suspect inside a building. We have possibly a lot of tenants or residents inside this building as well, causing a dangerous situation, which could
Man,
be a
that dude
very
never
dangerous
ran that fast in
situation
his whole
for
fucking
the
life.
residents who live here who may or may not know what's happening around them.
You know, Mike, I want to bring you in on this because I would think if there was something going on that this guy had maybe somebody at gunpoint or there was some sort of immediate threat to somebody, police would get in there. But I would assume that they have.
Like, does he look like he knows where he's going?
Yeah, I would make that same.
It looks like he was just running out of gas and was like, I'll just go here.
This person was imminently putting somebody in danger. They would make a pretty aggressive move to get in there.
But I don't know.
I think the fact that they're not means they either just don't know.
Maybe he knew where he was
'Cause
going.
Remember, the officers on the ground saw nothing. These officers got here well after the fact because
Right. The officers got there way later. They don't
geography
fucking know
basically
anything,
of
okay?
where this guy ran from. So you only have the airship overhead, which they did a great job of keeping him. And as Desmond mentioned, they're
Shout
very
out to
lucky
Denver
they were able
Nuggets,
to
by
have
the way. They
benefit
just
of
won
two
the NBA
helicopters
title.
in this situation because that's not common. It's not common that there are two helicopters over a pursuit. They just happen to have the resource of a sheriff's helicopter who could stay with the car while LAPD came to the scene.
Yeah, with extra eyes. I mean, that's so crucial, and I think it's an important.
Okay, so
part
are
to
you
tell,
serious?
Viewers, if you happen to be living inside this building, or if you are in this building or near this building,
Desmond should know
and
that
you
by
happen
now.
to make any observations of the suspect, then please call 911 right away. I'm sure that's what police would advise. But right now, it's unclear what the officers are doing down there right now in terms of what the plan is going to be, whether they evacuate this entire building first or if they'll have people shelter in place. But certainly a dangerous situation if someone is armed in there.
Yeah, this is in Long Beach, so we have 3 departments involved in this. LAPD with the initial pursuit, the Sheriff's Department got involved.
Let me see what
as
I can
well
find out
en
about
route
that.
Of this, and then Long Beach Police, of course, on the left-hand part of your screen, because this is the jurisdiction where this all ended up. So we've got multiple agencies, we've got a number of different locations, we've got multiple suspects. This is going to be a long night, if not for one department, all three.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back upstairs to Desmond Shaw in SkyCal to see if he has anything new for us. Desmond, are you seeing any movement from the officers on the ground there yet?
No, not at all. They're out with weapons drawn, and this is probably a stance that they're going to be in for some time. If this is going to evolve into a SWAT situation, which it certainly seems like it's going to. LA County Sheriff's Deputy's helicopter has left the scene, so it's now just LAPD's helicopter that is over this, and we'll see how if they're going to be sticking around this one for the duration. Now here's someone peeking around, and again, this is where we saw someone that didn't have a shirt on come out and was just kind of
They're demanding nuggets or else.
With their apartment building. But,
no, JR, this is live as fuck, dude. This is live as it gets.
When we last saw the suspect right over here up against the fence, you have to wonder, because this door was already open, if they went inside that unit right here. It's kind of, we've got at least 4, possibly 8. I think we have 8 apartments here. Look at these doors right next to each other, 4 on the bottom and 4 on top.
Danger Tater, they're called the Nuggets
but, LAPD,
because the Gold Rush Nuggets, whatever.
A strategic disadvantage if they believe that someone has
Golden
a gun.
Nuggets,
so this is one of those ones that could turn into a very long night, like you said, Jeff.
So, Des, we are going to keep you in place there. Of course, we have Mike Rogers on the assignment desk as we'll continue to monitor this situation. Police in pursuit of armed suspects, 2 in custody. 1 ran after crashing their vehicle and ran to this location in Long Beach on 4th and Melrose. We will continue to follow that story and bring you any updates, probably dip in throughout the newscast here at 8, 9, and 10 o'clock on KCAL News as we continue to follow that story. Well, first
what's up with the other news stations right now?
Tonight, 8 o'clock, police in Irvine are looking for this man who they say sexually battered a woman. They alleged assault happened near the UC Irvine campus.
KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. Mike, you have more video of this. What are police saying about it tonight?
Yeah, Susie and Jeff, I went back and forth with the lieutenant.
I think that maybe this is the only news station that was there. We might be able to get a live. Yeah, all right. I got something for us. We've got a feed of it, but I don't think we're gonna get any audio or anything. But Desmond didn't leave, so we're just seeing. I believe this is the video. This is his. Oh, did they go offline? They may have went offline. Program is ended. That's it. Game over. We're never going to know. We're never going to know. Okay. Well, I wish I could, find some other thing that was happening that we could watch, or, that there was like some other video of it, but I'll see what I can find out real quick, but I'm not going to have like real information. I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go do something else, watch the Nuggets celebration, all that stuff. So, anyway, if I go live again tonight, it's because there is another police chase. So, in that case, come back.